Shalom, shalom. My name is Yahuwah, and I wanted to do a YouTube clip real quick about using the name of Yahuwah or Yahuwah, the difference between the two, and getting a better understanding of the Father's name. I got some emails about it. Some people spelling it Yod, the Hey. Well, I'll write it up on the board. They're saying that it should be spelled this way. Some has it should be spelled this way. And this is somewhat of an argument to some people. I don't know if you all can see that, but so I want to kind of go over this here. It's also understood, after we go over today, we should have an understanding that even in the Messiah is named the same way. I guess the issue is going to be, for this particular video, is this here versus this here. Okay? And so that's what I'm going to go over today. And in the Hebrew. And I pray that we all can see this and go from there. Okay? Now, to understand, for those that don't know Hebrew, one of the things I would like to let you know that is in Hebrew itself, when we change it out of a Hebrew letter or characters to a English character, what we're doing is we're trying to come up with the sounds closest to the Hebrew. Okay? That is the idea of what we're trying to do. Alright? Now, for those that are teaching either way, this way or the other way, they're supposed to be learned in saying, I can't just say that this writing, this right here, is the true writing of the Creator's name. You can't do that, just like as much as I can't say this is how you spell it. This is the true name of the Creator's, of how you spell the Creator's name in English. Okay, we can't do that because the true spelling is like this. Or if you want the modern, that is the truth. There is no changing that. Okay, so we don't have a problem with this. The problem, it seems like, is making it into English and making the English writing of it say that is the way you spell it. Well, that's wrong. What you're trying to do is make it sound the same as those Hebrew characters. So I can say, for an example, which I don't teach, but I can say it like this right here. What's wrong with this here? Okay, making this an U sound. Yahuwah. Why can't I do that? Or see what I'm saying? In other words, what we're just trying to get is sound. That's all we're doing with the English, is trying to get sound from the Hebrew. Not make the way you write it in English, saying that's the way you're supposed to write it, because that's not true. When I go to a scroll, I would never see this. So what we're doing is we're trying to create an English way of writing it and say that's how it is. Okay, and that's not true. So those that are Hebrews, mores, and things like that, know that that's what we're trying to do. So I hope that when we go into this here, we all get a better understanding of what we're trying to do as a people. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get some of my notes out here, because I had quite a few emails. Okay, and so I just want to kind of clear up some things here. All right, so the English, we just went over that. What I like to do actually is we'll just jump right into the Creator's name. Well, you know what, let me give you some more examples of what I'm saying about making sounds from the Hebrew. Okay, now, I'm not a real advocate here of Masoretic vowel pointing system, but I want you to see something to get an understanding of what's trying to be understood even with the Creator's name by using something totally different that has nothing to do with the Creator's name. Okay, so I'm going to use this one here. All right, so for those that don't know what this is, I'm going to write it over here, right, and I'm transliterating it, okay? Now, it doesn't literally mean a pool, but the sounds here says this is the pay, this is the U or the U, and this is the L, okay? So what I'm saying is, and I'm doing this here from left to right, so of course I hope you guys know that you're reading this from right to left, okay? But this here is saying that the sound of it is pool, or I can say pool. What is the difference between these two? In English we can say, oh, I know what that means, but what we're saying is here in this Hebrew, if I'm only trying to make the sound like this in English, these two sound the same way. Pool and pool. Okay? So that's what we're doing when we do the Creator's name. We're not saying either one of these is the correct way. What we're saying is the sounds are the same, and that's what we're trying to do with the Creator's name. I'll give you one more. I'll give you one more. I'll use, and I even use some vowel point. Okay? So I'm saying, okay, this right here says, in English, I need to find the closest sound to this in English. So I'm going to put over here, tail. This says, this sound to the English is tail. So let me give you another way. Tail. Both of them are the same sound. Different meaning in English, but we wasn't going for the definition in this to this. All we was going for is the sound from this to this, how it sounds in English. So we would say tail, and tail sounds the same as this Hebrew word here. Okay? So I hope everyone's getting that so far. Alright, so that's the objective. So my point is, by putting that up there, and by us writing it in English, I'm not going to tell you that the way Yahuwah and Yahuwah, the way we write them, are supposed to be, they're different. One means the Father, another one you're making it up. That's not how that works. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm actually going to use the concordance. I'm going to go into the concordance and show you a couple of things which you guys should look for. And we'll actually go over we'll go the Father's name. Strong's I'm using. I have this particular Strong's here. Strong's Concordance, a complete word study. And what I'm going to do is, the Creator's name is 3068. Okay? So I'm going to go to 3068. Okay? And I'm going to write down out of the concordance how they have this. Okay? Alright. So 3068. You know, I'm going to use, instead of 3068, because they're using with the V's, and I don't want to confuse anyone. I want you all to see something is what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to use concordance number, or Hebrew number 3063. Okay, 3063, you know, is Yahuwah. Okay. My point behind this here is I want you to see what the concordance does with this here. Okay? So in 3063, they got it spelled like this here. The little E on the top because of the Shiva that they added there. Then the H, U, W, D, A, H. Okay? So let's use this. This will be a good example. So if I go into concordance, now keep in mind now, I want you all to understand something before I start talking about this concordance. This concordance is a modern or Western concordance. It's not a Hebrew concordance. This is a basic fundamental book. For those that don't know Hebrew, it tries to help you to get to understand the basics of it. But to get it all the way down to its linguistics and roots, you're going to need something from either Yerushalayim or something that shows you some ancient understanding. Now, I typically use, outside of this here, is I have two different etymology books. One's a clean and one's a Hierarch. I also have some dictionaries.